Hello and welcome back. If you're new, hello, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. Box is down there somewhere. So today, I'm going to have my cup of tea while I talk to you. Today, I decided to declutter. The decluttering has begun. I have news to announce why I'm doing a big declutter, but you probably already know if you've been keeping up with life in general, but I can't talk about it just yet. But it is time to declutter. So I started with my eyeshadows because that's the easiest option really when it comes to these things. I started with my eyeshadow singles particularly. So I have singles and I have palettes. I have a lot of makeup. Not as much as some, but more than a lot. So you start with anything like this. You have to swatch everything, unless there are some eyeshadows you're like, no, I never wear them. So I started swatching and swatching and swatching and swatching, and my whole arm is still covered. I think I've still got some stains on my hand from swatches. I swatched absolutely anything, everything and anything. Anything that, so point one, swatch everything. Make sure you do swatch everything. Point two, if you have two that are similar, pick the one that you prefer the texture for. So if something's a bit more creamy, pick that rather than something that's powdery. You know, that kind of stuff. Pick the texture you prefer because you'll use it more. And just be brutal and get rid of something, because if you're not using it because the texture's funny, then you're not going to use it even if you keep it. So get rid of it. I did all of that. 3 cream products. So get rid of cream products that are out of date. In my case, I had a lot of cream eyeshadows that I'd just not used, and that were definitely very much out of date. And even when I swatched them, they were weird and patchy and gross. So they went immediately. I also had some eyeshadow sticks that again were colours that I wouldn't wear and also were a wee bit funny. They're virgin on being funny. So they left as well. So that was quite nice. I got rid of loads of cream products and loads of eyeshadow sticks that I didn't use, as well as quite a few eyeshadow singles. So that's quite nice. I did that. Then I moved on to the eyeshadow palettes. And my thinking with this was, so point 4, keep things that you love and you use regularly. So I kept my sleek palettes because I use them a lot. I kept quite a few of my Urban Decay palettes because again I use them quite a lot. I also then got down to swatching again, so back to point 1, swatch again. So I started swatching the palettes that I was unsure about, but I liked, but I wasn't sure if I had something similar, so I would start swatching and then I would remember, oh, that single is actually the same as this one, and yada yada. So I got rid of the single to keep the palette, because more often than not I would have more than one colour in the palette that I really liked. So for me, point 4 or 5, wherever we're on, get rid of the single, keep the palette. Now that works for me. In your case, it might be get rid of the palette, keep the single. It depends on what you prefer at the time. So for example, if I had a duo and I really only liked the one colour out of it, I would keep the single and get rid of the palette in that case, because there's no point keeping a duo with only one colour I like when I have a single that does the same job. So apply a bit of common sense here, people. So in my case, I was mostly getting rid of singles and keeping the palette. I think in one case I kept a single and got rid of the palette. Or I kept both because I couldn't make myself make that decision. Yeah, I definitely did that once. But I think I did pretty well. I have cut my collection right down. So my eyeshadow palettes, I don't have things all stacked up on top of it. I'm looking at it now because it's so pretty. I don't have stuff all stacked up on top of each other. So before I had loads of, so everything stands on its side and then I would have things sitting on top of it. I don't have that going on. That's really nice. There is a bit of space there. I do have some stuff just stacked in the corner, but their eyeshadow palettes I've put to that side to test out for review. So there's thinking there. So I've put those to one side. I actually now have space for my fake lashes there, which is really nice because before they were kind of wedged in. And my single eyeshadows and eyeshadow sticks, it just looks so much nicer. I now have all my eyeshadow pigments grouped together and glitters and all that stuff. And my eyeshadow sticks are still in the same box. But because I don't have all the pots of cream eyeshadows, it all just fits in that wee bit nicer. And my eyeshadow singles, I have grouped those in areas. So I've got like purples in one corner, browns in the other corner, odd colours in a different corner, and taupes together, and you know, bronzes and coppers and all that kind of jazz in a different corner. So I've done it that way, and hopefully I would like it. I've also tried to do the same with my eyeshadow palette. So I've grouped my neutrals, my block colours, my sleek palettes are going to live together because that's just the way that works. and then my Urban Decay and more vibrant colours are together towards the end. So I have tried to group things as much as possible, but I'm going to do this in stages. So I'm going to talk about eyeshadow, and now I'm going to talk about blush. I did apply similar rules. So in regards to my blush, wrong drawer, I took all of those out. I took out my blush, my highlight, all that kind of jazz in one go, because they all live in the same drawer and I needed to sort out that drawer together. So everything got taken out, and that's something you should do, is take everything out of the drawer. Don't do it from the drawer, because then you just keep stuff because it's in there. Take it all out. They do that whole with the Marie Kondo thing. I took everything out and I put it all on my table, and I got swatching. I actually have sore patches on my arm and hand where I swatched everything, seriously, and cleaned it off with a baby wipe and started again. So with this, again, swatched everything, and I also immediately got rid of stuff that I just hadn't worn in the longest time and I had no inclination to wear, and it wasn't the case that I was keeping it for summer. I just never wore these things. So I kept, or if I had similar, I also did that. So that came up whenever I was swatching stuff, and I'd be like, oh, these two are very similar. I tend to wear this one more because it suits my complexion more, and I would keep that one and get rid of the second one. And also I realised, while I'm doing all of this and decluttering, I'm thinking of different things I can do between my eyeshadows, my blushes and stuff, and my lipsticks in particular. It's like, oh, I have these all new ideas again, because everything had become buried because I have so much makeup. So blush, again, swatch, got rid of, cleaned up, and I was able to also, oh, something you should do as well, clean your packaging when you're putting it back. It's quite nice, it's quite cathartic. With my blush, I did get rid of a majority of my cream blushes, which was a wee bit heartbreaking because I have one of those jelly blushes that I love, but it started to smell a wee bit funny, or there's something with it that just didn't work, and I loved that blush so much. So I'm a bit sad. It always came out in summer, but it was definitely past its due, so it should probably have gone a long time before. But I have kept two cream blushes that I'm unsure as to whether they're gone or not. My By Terry one and the Bourjois one, and they're both kind of nice nudes. And they both seem to smell okay, and there's no weird behaviour with them, you know, there's no weird patchiness. So I'm hoping they're okay. The highlights, I did get rid of, I think two, possibly, yeah, definitely two highlighters. I got rid of a rose gold one and a gold one because I already have a rose gold one and a gold one, and I don't need two, especially when I swatch them beside each other and they're practically the same. So that happened. I kept one, no, that's another cream blush I kept. It's a stick blush, and it seems to be fine. It's one that does tend to come out in the summer. But again, swatched everything, got rid of stuff I didn't need, didn't want, didn't use. There's a lot of things I did want, but that had gone funny, so I had to get rid of them. But I'm definitely happier now, because now my highlighter and blush all fit in the one big box that I have that lives in the drawer. I will possibly in future, depending where we end up, I might do a different set of storage and how I store stuff. That's in the future, people. So yeah, quite pleased. Did a big clean down of everything, and I'm just looking at it and it's just so much nicer, people. It's so much nicer. My next plan would be to start breaking stuff up and putting it in palettes by colour. So I'd possibly start breaking up my eyeshadow palettes, possibly, and put them in a separate palette, so I'm able to group all my eyeshadows by colour. That would be fabulous. That's something I might do in future. Depending. Anyway, that's it for this video. Start of a declutter. The next one will be face and lips. And possibly my top here where I keep eyeliners, and no, maybe I'll do eyeliners and lip liners and brushes as a separate one. So maybe this will be a 3-part series, we'll see. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. If you're like, oh, what are you doing with all the makeup? I am giving it to friends, and I have to bin some of it because it's cream products and they're out of date. But anything I can reuse, I am giving it to people. I'm not just throwing it in the bin, because I'm aware that stuff's expensive. I know, I bought it. And also I was given some of it to use, so I kind of want to give it to somebody else to use. Makes sense. Anyway, gonna shoot away on. Thanks a million for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please tell all your friends. And yeah, the more likes I get, the more people get to see my videos. How cool is that? Do that stuff. Anyway, gonna shoot on. Thanks a million for watching. Bye!